When Albert Wright stepped out to mow his lawn on a seemingly ordinary day, he couldn't have imagined how drastically his life was about to change. Within moments, the ground beneath him began to give way, revealing a sinkhole that would ultimately unearth a hidden world beneath Black Hawk, South Dakota. What lay below the surface wasn't just a geological anomaly, but the remnants of a forgotten past, a massive, abandoned gypsum mine with a wealth of secrets. Albert Wright, 56, was no stranger to yard work. That morning, everything seemed normal until he felt an unusual shift underfoot. Turning around, Albert froze in shock. Behind him, a gaping sinkhole had opened up, swallowing a portion of his yard. Terrified, he bolted to his neighbor's house, pounding on John Trudeau's door. John had already noticed something amiss. His water had mysteriously stopped running that morning. Realizing the gravity of the situation, John's wife called 911 military authorities, responded swiftly, evacuating nearby homes and investigating the rapidly growing sinkhole. To everyone's horror, another sinkhole appeared just across the street. 6 families were immediately displaced, and as experts began probing the cause, that number would double. What they uncovered turned this small-town emergency into a story of national intrigue. Enter Adam Weaver, a seasoned caver and vice president of the National Speleological Society. Upon hearing about the sinkholes, Adam and his team volunteered to explore the mysterious underground structure. The sinkholes led to a vast gypsum mine, abandoned for decades. Stretching over 600 feet, the mine contained relics of its operational past, old drilling holes, mining tools, and even a handcart. Initially opened in the 1920s by the Dakota Plaster Company, the mine had closed roughly 30 years later. Gypsum, a mineral commonly used in plaster and drywall, was abundant in the area, making the mine a significant operation during its heyday. However, as Adam and his team ventured deeper, they realized this wasn't just any old mine. They discovered railroad tracks used for transporting materials and tunnels stretching up to 2,300 linear feet, some with ceilings as high as 30 feet. The sheer scale of the mine was mind-boggling. But even more surprising were the unexpected artifacts they found. As the team navigated the mine, they stumbled upon an astonishing sight. A 1,954 Ford Crestline Sunliner wedged between rocks and dangling precariously. The car's presence deep in the mine was a mystery. How had it ended up there? The team speculated on 2 possibilities. Either the car had fallen through a surface sinkhole after the mine's closure, or it had been there all along, perhaps belonging to a mine worker. To their amazement, the car was in remarkably good condition given its circumstances. Just as the team was processing this find, they encountered another vehicle, an even older truck. These discoveries added an element of intrigue to the mine's story, sparking endless questions about its history and the people who once worked there. Despite their fascination with the artifacts, Adam and his team remained focused on their primary mission, mapping the mine. They measured extensive networks of tunnels, some wide enough to resemble underground highways. Other sections, however, were collapsed or flooded, rendering them inaccessible. The team's efforts revealed a labyrinthine structure, showcasing the scale of mining operations in the early 20th century. The Dakota Plaster Company's connection to the mine was confirmed through historical records. The Rapid City Journal archives detailed the company's opening in 1910, cementing the mine's significance in local history. However, this history was now a double-edged sword for the residents of Black Hawk. The discovery of the mine was bittersweet. For the 12 families displaced by the sinkholes, it was a devastating revelation. Approximately 30 to 35 individuals were forced to evacuate their homes, many of which were deemed unsafe. Among them was John Trudeau, who, like Albert Wright, faced an uncertain future. To make matters worse, insurance companies refused to cover the damage caused by the sinkholes, citing policies that excluded such events. Both John and Albert reported being denied compensation, leaving them and their neighbors in financial limbo. With little recourse, many families turned to crowdfunding platforms like GoFundMe to seek assistance. As residents grappled with their losses, questions arose about who was responsible. Public records revealed that the Meade County Planning Board had approved the development of the neighborhood despite knowledge of the mine's existence. This revelation sparked outrage among residents, leading to a lawsuit targeting the county, developers, and state real estate agents. The lawsuit alleged negligence, accusing officials of turning a blind eye to the potential risks posed by the abandoned mine. Residents argued that proper assessments and transparency could have prevented the disaster. The case underscored the importance of accountability in land development and the ethical responsibilities of those involved. The mine's discovery had implications beyond the neighborhood. Engineers were called in to inspect nearby Interstate 90, a major highway running through the area. They examined 1,500 feet of the road and 60 feet below its surface to ensure its stability. Thankfully, the highway was deemed safe, but the incident served as a wake-up call about the hidden dangers lurking beneath developed areas. For the residents of Black Hawk, the sinkholes were more than just a geological phenomenon. They were a source of immense stress and heartbreak. Losing their homes and grappling with financial uncertainty took a toll on the community. Yet, amidst the chaos, there were moments of resilience and solidarity. Neighbors banded together to support one another, sharing resources and offering emotional comfort. Community fundraisers were organized to help displaced families, highlighting the strength of small-town connections in the face of adversity. From a scientific standpoint, the sinkholes and the mine presented a unique opportunity to study the region's geology and history. Gypsum, the mineral at the heart of the mine's operations, is known for its solubility in water, which makes areas rich in gypsum particularly prone to sinkholes. The Black Hawk incident underscored the need for thorough geological assessments in regions with similar characteristics. Adam Weaver and his team's work provided valuable data about the mine's structure and its role in the local economy during the early 20th century. Their findings also sparked broader discussions about the preservation of abandoned industrial sites and the potential risks they pose to modern communities. As Black Hawk begins to recover, the focus has shifted to preventing similar incidents in the future. County officials have pledged to review land development policies and improve transparency in zoning decisions. Meanwhile, displaced residents continue to fight for justice, hoping their experiences will lead to meaningful change. For Albert Wright, John Trudeau, and their neighbors, the sinkholes have forever changed their lives, leaving a legacy that will not be forgotten. The story of Black Hawk's sinkholes is one of discovery, loss, and resilience. From the moment Albert Wright's lawn gave way to the exploration of the massive gypsum mine, the incident has captivated the nation. It has revealed the hidden dangers of abandoned industrial sites, the importance of geological awareness, and the enduring strength of community in the face of adversity. As researchers continue to study the mine and its artifacts, and as residents rebuild their lives, the story serves as a reminder of our shared history and the lessons we can learn from it. The sinkholes of Black Hawk may have uncovered a forgotten past,